Hello everyone and welcome to a new lesson on our channel, English Bridge. In this video we're going to talk about forming questions in English using present simple, past simple, present continuous and present perfect. Then we will move to the idea of subject questions and object questions, and we will end it with prepositions in questions. Stay with us. Hey again. So before we start talking about how we form questions in English, we should talk about some points that are important in forming questions. Point number one is all English questions, they consist of two forms of questions. We have something called yes-no questions, and we use this type of questions to ask about something that we aren't sure about. We know the information, but we are not sure. So we ask this question just to make sure. And the second one is WH questions. We use WH questions when we ask about something that we don't know at all. We don't have any information, any clues about it. Okay, the second point is in forming questions in English, we always need a helping verb. Most of English tenses, they have a helping verb inside the sentence, the main sentence. For example, like am, is, are, have, has, etc. But there are only two tenses in English that they don't have any helping verb inside them. These two tenses are present simple tense and past simple tense. In present simple, we use do and does when we form questions, and in past simple tense, we use did in forming the questions. So now let's move to the first tense. Okay, the first one we're going to talk about is present simple. Now, we ask using present simple about routines or things that we do every day or regularly, like things we do like every morning, every afternoon, every week, every month, etc. And the second one, we use it for facts, things that are true all the time. They never change with time. Now, let's move to the way we make the questions. To start with, we have yes-no question. In order to ask a yes-no question in present simple, we use do or does at the beginning of the sentence. Then we follow it with a subject, like I, he, she, it, they, you, we, or any singular or plural noun. And after that, we use verb infinitive. So we don't add anything to the verb. Examples. Do you work every day? Do you work every day? So we have do followed by subject, which is you, and after that we have a verb, work, verb infinitive. Another example could be does your mother cook at night? Does your mother cook at night? So we have does followed by mother, your mother, and then we have verb infinitive, which is cook. Of course, we use do with I, they, you, we, and plural words or plural nouns, and we use does for he, she, it, and any singular noun. Okay, now let's move to the WH question. WH question is just like the yes-no questions, and we just simply add a WH word to the beginning of the sentence. So we have WH followed by do or does, followed by subject, and after the subject we have a verb, infinitive verb. Examples. Where do you study? Where do you study? Another one could be, for example, what time does your brother get to work? What time does your brother get to work? Okay, so we have what time, which is WH question, followed by does, and followed by subject, your brother, the person I'm asking about, and then get, which is infinitive verb. So here, this is everything about present simple questions. Now let's move to past simple questions. So past simple tense. We use past simple tense or the question in past simple tense when we ask about things that happened and finished in the past. So they happened and finished. They are not connected to the present at all. Okay? Now, to make a yes-no question in past simple, we use at the beginning of the sentence did, followed by a subject, any pronouns or noun, and after that we use verb infinitive. Again, verb infinitive. Here, focus on this because some people use verb to with ed in the question. We don't use verb to or ed in the question. Example, did you study yesterday? Did you study yesterday? Or you can say, for example, did your parents live in the USA 10 years ago? Did your parents live in the USA 10 years ago? So we have did, followed by your parents, which is the subject I'm asking about, followed by live, which is a verb infinitive. This is yes-no question. WH question, same. We just add a WH to the beginning of the sentence. So we have WH, followed by did, followed by subject, followed by verb infinitive. Example, where did you go at night yesterday? Where did you go at night yesterday? So we have where, followed by did, you, which is the subject, and then go, which is verb infinitive. Another example could be, for example, what did you watch on TV last night? What did you watch on TV last night? We have WH what, did, you, which is the subject, and then we have watch, which is verb infinitive. This is everything about past simple. Now let's move to present continuous. We use present continuous when we ask about things that are happening at the moment of speaking, things we are talking about right now or doing right now, or we use it for things happening around now, so not necessarily right now, but maybe like during this period of time, or we use it for arrangement in the future, things that you decided to do and plan to do in the future. Now, how do we make a yes-no question? First, we start with am, is, are, verb to be, followed by subject, and after the subject we have verb with ing, verb ing. Example, are you working at the moment? Are you working at the moment? So we have are followed by you, followed by verb ing, working. Another example could be, for example, is your brother watching this video now? Is your brother watching this video now? So we have is followed by your brother, followed by verb ing, watching. Then we move to WH question. WH question, same yes-no question. Just add a WH to the beginning of the sentence. So it becomes like this. We have WH, followed by am, is, are, followed by subject, followed by verb ing. For example, who are you talking to right now? Who are you talking to right now? So we have who, which is WH question, are, verb to be, and followed by you, subject, and talking, which is verb ing. Now this is everything about present continuous questions. Let's move to present perfect questions. The last tense we are going to talk about is present perfect. We use present perfect when we ask about things that happened in the past but there is no specific time, like experiences in the past, or we use it with things, for example, started in the past and continued up to now. Okay, and the next point is we use it for things that happened in the past but they have some effects in the present. Okay, and the last point is we use it for things that happened or like near now, recently. Now, how we make the yes-no question in present perfect? First, we start with have or has, then we follow it by a subject, and after the subject we use past participle, verb 3. For example, have you traveled a lot this year? Have you traveled a lot this year? So we have followed by a subject, and then we have a traveled, which is past participle, and then complement of the sentence. Another example like, has your brother done his homework yet? Has your brother done his homework yet? So we have has, your brother, which is subject, and then done, which is past participle of do. This is yes-no question. Now, WH question, same. Just add WH at the beginning of the sentence and complete the sentence. So we have WH, have or has, subject, and after the subject we have past participle, verb 3. For example, where have you been so far? Where have you been so far? So where, WH, have, you, which is subject, and been, which is verb 3, or past participle. Another example, for example, what time have you done the report? What time have you done the report? So what time is WH, have, you, which is subject, and then done the report, done is verb 3, or past participle. So this is everything about present perfect. Now let's talk about the difference between subject questions and object questions. Now let me give you an example for this so I can make it clear for you. Ahmed is talking to Sami at the moment. Ahmed is talking to Sami at the moment. Ahmed is the subject of the sentence, is talking, which is the verb, to Sami. Sami is the object of the sentence. So if I want to make a question about like Sami, I know Ahmed is talking to somebody, but I don't know who is that person is. So how can I ask? I ask you usually using the following method. The same method that we learned now. Who is Ahmed talking to at the moment? Who is Ahmed talking to at the moment? So this is the object question, the thing that we were talking about. Now, subject question is a little bit different. Subject question, for example, the same sentence. Ahmed is talking to Sami. I know somebody is talking to Sami, but I don't know the person is talking to Sami. This is the subject of the sentence. So what I do here is just remove the subject, which is Ahmed, and put a WH question equal to that. For example, Ahmed is a person, and to ask about people, we use who. So we say, who is talking to Sami now, or at the moment? Who is talking to Sami at the moment? In this kind of questions, we don't switch between the helping verb and the subject. So we don't put is before the subject because we don't have a subject in the sentence. We are asking about it. Another example, for example, we can say, my mom made this cake. My mom made this cake. Now, I entered the house and I saw a cake. I don't know who made this cake. at the person who did it, okay? So if I want to ask about it, because I'm asking about the person who did it, which is the subject, I put a WH, which is who, and then I complete the sentence as it is. We don't change anything in the sentence. So we say, who made this cake? Verb to is verb to. We don't like put it back in the infinitive form. So who made this cake? This is the subject question. Let's give one more example about subject question. For example, I know my father is happy for one reason. I mean, when he do something, he feels happy about it. So I want to ask about this thing that makes my father happy. Makes my father happy. So we use what, which is the thing I'm asking about, what, and then I complete in the same way. So present simple, we have a subject verb with S when we have a singular subject. So I'm asking about my father, so we need an S for the verb. So we complete it in the same way. What makes your father happy? We don't change anything, we don't add any do or does or did in subject questions. And now let's move to the last point, which is prepositions inside questions. Now, when we ask any question using a preposition, the preposition comes at the end of the sentence. We don't put it at the beginning of the sentence usually. So for example, I want to ask this question. Who are you talking with right now? Who are you talking with? So the preposition comes at the end of the sentence here in this example. Another example, for example, I know that you went yesterday with someone to the gym, but I don't know the person. So I want to ask like who with. So the question is, who did you go to the gym yesterday with? Or who did you go to the gym with yesterday? So with again is at the end of the sentence. We don't put it at the beginning of the sentence in questions. And with this point we come to the end of our lesson. We learned everything about making questions in these 4 tenses and the difference between subject and object questions and the place of the preposition inside the questions. There will be a test for you in the description. Do it, make sure you understand everything in the right way, and you will see the answer in the next video. Now, if you like the video, like, share and subscribe to get everything new. See you in the next lesson.